Holy cow, I'm excited. Zero Suit Samus has been announced for Brawl, or whatever the new Smash Bros. Is being called. I'm Metagross Freak, and I've been a fan of Metroid for quite some time. My favorite is Metroid Fusion, which it got me really into the Gravity Suit. While I realize the Gravity Suit isn't really that much of an upgrade, I just like the coloration. Just the purple with the yellow and the red. It's kind of nice compared to the background tones. There's not a lot of color in the Metroid games, and I just think it's kind of a nice change from the ordinary. So, as you may have been guessing, Samus is an awesome character, and she's probably one of the main reasons we have characters like Juliet or Bayonetta in games nowadays. By Juliet, I'm of course referencing Lollipop Chainsaw, but the reason we have characters like them today is because of the success of Samus so many years ago. However, Samus would not be who she is if it weren't for the Samus under the armor. This is why Samus's Zero Suit isn't fan service, a Metagross freak theory. Now you guys might be thinking, but Meta, doesn't Samus, show the Zero Suit or the Justin Bailey after every game? You're right, and thank you for paying attention. But that is not just a fan service, in my opinion. Here is why. Reason one, Samus is kind of a harpy, and she's also an athlete. Now, before you guys say, but Samus doesn't look at all like the various harpies we have in anime and manga, especially compared to the harpy ladies or even Poppy from Monster Musume. Samus was raised by the Chozo. In fact, they even infused her with their DNA. If we look at the Chozo, they're very muscular, very athletic, and they don't really wear much to constrict them. Samus even mentions regarding her athletic ability that the clothes she wears have a streamlined design to enable acrobatic movement. We can even see this in some of the childhood artworks of her growing up with the Chozo, how she wears outfits that aren't very restricting. Reason two is it's really hot temperature-wise. Most people know Samus's adventures and from the various games, and both in her suit, which keep in mind is a metal suit, and on the various planets, it can get pretty hot. Machinery can get extremely hot, like my computer is now, as you can probably hear the fan in the back, and many planets, like Zebes, have a lava area, such as Norfair, seen in Brawl above, and in the Metroid Fusion game below. Not only that, but Samus's outfit, especially the Zero Suit, has been contributed to being some kind of polymer, like latex, to allow Samus to stretch in the different positions that she needs to, while also staying together. On top of this, Samus isn't always in her suit. In the Zero mission, we see that after leaving Zebes, when Samus thinks her mission is done, she exits the power suit, going into the Zero Suit, thinking her mission is done. I attribute this to being the equivalent of taking off your shoes when you get home from work, or possibly taking off your tie, or removing like all your jewelry or whatever, the equivalent. Third reason is the Zero Suit, or equivalent, is like a second skin. I apologize, by the way, for the picture below. I'm not sure if this counts as being not safe for work or not. If you're familiar with the reference, if you're not, just roll with it. As we can see, Samus is very comfortable being in public in her non-power suit. The TV Trope website appropriates this to Samus being a innocent fan service girl. I'll read it to you. To an extent, Samus was raised by aliens, non-mammalian aliens at that. Not to mention that she's not entirely human herself, so like I said earlier, the Chozo not wearing human fashion, Samus being part Chozo herself would not purposely probably wear all that human fashion anyway. One theory to why her outfits, besides the ubiquitous power suit, are so skimpy is because she's uncomfortable wearing too much, rather than a deliberate attempt to look seductive. Because the suit links directly with her nerves, it feels like her own skin, and thus she's gotten used to feeling naked most of the time. I know it's not really fair to use someone else's work to try to prove my own point, but I think this makes perfect sense. To someone who runs around in armor all day, that is their clothes. To, some people, when they get home, the first thing they do is just take off their clothes, and they'll spend most of their day after getting home in, probably a more comfortable outfit. As we saw with the previous slide, that's what Samus does. Also, take a look at when she's in surgery. This may be a little bit of a stretch, but the 2 times we've seen Samus in surgery, both in Other M and in Fusion, we see her in a more Zero Suit-like attire. Now, Fusion actually is the Zero Suit, however, it's not seen entirely in Fusion. The suit in Fusion was too badly damaged by the X-Parasite, and so the armor could not be fully removed, instead surgically had to be cut away, altering her appearance. Notice that her first suit does not resemble the Power Suit or the Varia suit, and instead has a similar appearance to her Zero suit, with little chunks of armor still attached. I just thought this was kind of interesting, especially considering that with Other M, these are the only 2 times we see Samus in a surgery-like area, and both times she's portrayed in her Zero suit, as opposed to being in something more, idealistic for a doctor setting for surgery. So, what do we learn? Birds don't need a lot of clothes, lava's hot, athletes are sweaty, skin is sensitive, and Samus isn't fan service. By the way, speaking of fan service, I really loved those jet boots. Holy cow, those are cool. So, thank you for watching. I'm Metagross Freak. I admire all of your comments, even the ones that are a little troll-tastic, because I like to hear what you guys have to say. So, please leave some kind of comment below, and I will do my best to answer it, or possibly to delete it if you guys are being jerks. So, that negging aside, thank you again. My name is Metagross Freak. You guys are awesome, and have a nice day. See ya.